How you doing, guys? I'm Sean. Welcome to Rambles with my camera. Guys, today's video, very quick. I just want to touch on something, and I asked your opinions. I took this photograph here. I took it about 3 days ago, start of the week, around about Monday. And I was cycling down to the city centre here in Belfast. I was sitting down in a place called Castle Street, and I cycled past this girl here, and she was on the phone. And I had just glanced over, and obviously I could see the mural here as she was standing. I took a double take, so I turned the bike around and it came back up. So these are the photographs I'd taken. I always say that when you're taking photographs, I always take a grab shot first of all, because if you're trying to get the perfect photograph, a lot of times you miss it. So what I just do, I always shoot in manual. This is late at night. I'll just show you how dark it was. Say late at night, it was getting dark, it wasn't too late, let me see. Okay, so you can clearly see I shoot in RAW and I shoot in manual. So I took that shot, I'll put it back to normal now. So these are lightly tweaked. Took a shot from the bike, she didn't do nothing, she didn't see me take the photograph, took the second photograph, and then I pushed the bike, I was still on the bicycle, so I cycled slightly towards her. So that's me closer to her. And I took that shot once again. Where are we? Okay, so it's pretty dark, and I think that's a benefit of shooting RAW, that you're able to pull it out. And let me see. Yeah, so I posted it onto my Instagram, and I also put it onto a couple of wee pages that I'm involved with, or a member of, I should say, on Facebook. Just what's your opinion? Colour or black and white? Now, here's another photograph here. I actually like the colour. And obviously you've got the juxtaposition between the lady and the drawn here. She's on the phone too. Obviously skirt and trousers. But I just think it's cool, a cool photograph. I hope you don't mind me saying that, but I actually like it. Slightly cropped in black and white. Different angle. Okay, so you could, for talk's sake, let me just see here, 1600 ISO, 35mm I had on at 6.3 and 3/20th of a second. So for talk's sake, if I crop this, and I'll do it 1:1. Maybe a bit shorter down. And if we're using the rule of thirds, if you're familiar with it, obviously you divide the frame into thirds. In other words, one line going across and another line. So that's a third, they're going across here, third going across here, third going across here, third going down, third going down. So basically what you want to do is you want to position the important parts within the thirds. So you can clearly see that this is a good position for both of the drawing of the lady here. It's at the intersection here of the thirds and her. So if I go like that, done. Now the question is, do you prefer that in colour? I'm going to just reduce R in black and white. Now, bring this back in here. I do like the colour, it adds to it. Now bear in mind, this is not fully tweaked. If I wanted to, I'd really go to town on getting the colours right and the shadows right. And I think this is just so you can have a look and see. But give me your feedback, what do you think? If we were going for the colour or the black and white, has it lost it? There you go. So listen, that's just my wee thought. I just want to hear what your views are. And I think this is a benefit of digital. You know, right away when you're shooting film, you're committed to the film ISO or ASA. In the old film analog days, you get a 400 ISO. You could push it, of course. You could push it up to 800, 1600, 3200. But in reality, the characteristics of the film is going to change with it. But more importantly, if you committed to, let's say for talk's sake, you get a 400 ISO ASA film, and you started taking photographs at 400, well you can, but you can't switch to 800, you can't change up the ISO. Well, you can, but when it comes to you developing, it's going to be a problem because you can't actually dissect the film at the halfway mark where you've went from 400. But with digital photography, at a flick of a switch, you can just change the ISO right away. I usually shoot in 400, but right away I moved that up to 1600. But if you wanted to, you could put up to 3200, etc, etc. So there you go, guys. What's your views? Do you like it in colour or black and white? What do you think? Is it a good photograph? Is it a bad photograph? Is it different? What I'd like to say is that I would rather take 10 shitty photographs when I'm out and about, get home and then look at them on the screen and say, do you know what, they didn't work, they're shit. Then go home and not take a photograph and then say, I wish I had took it. I actually like it. There you go, there's the initial shot. And just to clarify what I mean by that, about taking the photograph first, anytime you're coming across a photograph, your camera's ready, don't try to get that perfect photograph, especially if you're shooting street photography. Get the camera up, take a fire photograph off, take a photograph, take another photograph if you can, because that girl could easily put the phone away or she could walk across the street. But at that stage there, if I really wanted to, at a push, I could crop in if I really wanted to. You with me? And get a similar shot to that. But in reality, that's a full frame there. Okay, that's a cropped one. So what do you reckon? Which do you prefer, colour or black and white? Guys, listen, send you love from Belfast. Thanks for all your lovely comments and support and your feedback on the last video. Really, really appreciate it. And thank you so much, as I say, for being here with me on this journey. Know that I'm sending you love from Belfast, and I'll see you in the next video.